But you said something along the lines of, I was lucky that I landed in this form of Christianity because there's many others I would have simply bounced from. And I take it that there were forms of Christianity that would have bounced you away. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think so. It's like the spirit from which. So if I were to encounter a church or person where the spirit of fear is very much at the bottom of where they're coming from, right? And their Christianity is a way of protecting themselves, or a spirit of anger, right? And their form of Christianity is a way of ultimately, again, also protecting themselves. And then the version that is superficial, right? It's a thin layer. It's almost like a version of the secular. Pop. It's pure label, right? It's pure semantic, actually.
The way Hahn talks about beauty being reduced to the smooth, I think that's the spirit of comfort. And others, there's a lot of wisdom you've sensed because the spirit they're coming from. Did I get you right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's both directions, both below and above. From the point of view of emergence, the spirit that is motivating, or spirit that is coming from the individual, from the multiplicity and bringing them together. And then from the point of view of emanation, the spirit that is pulling them into communion. If we think about like the spirit of Mammon, the spirit of Mammon participates in a particular communion, which gathers together a multiplicity driven by greed and pulls them into a communion, which is ultimately dominated by the characteristics of Mammon. And I wouldn't want to learn from that. Well, I would want to learn the details, but I want to learn the details from a distance.
So what was the spirit from that you sensed in the church from which you did not bounce?
That spirit of wholesomeness. The spirit of aliveness together with people in the ordinary characteristics of human life. It's like rich soil with multiple different kinds of like rhizomes and bacteria that are richly interwoven with each other. The other one that I just noticed was that the presence of the transcendent, palpable presence. It's not the transcendent out there. It's that it is actually that presence of the transcendent in between and within. And so glowing from the interior, and then also almost like a technicolor in between. And interacting with it there's a feeling of aliveness, a feeling of energetics inside. And it's not the stimulant energetics, it actually is the energetics of aliveness. Right? The feeling of life is more present. The presence of the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And that religio is done, right? It's a finished work. Christ did the religio. It's complete. And we are now reconnected. We are reconciled with the infinite. And now we have to simply learn how to live it properly, right? Which is no joke. It's taking us a very long time to metabolize this finished work of religio.